Thank you, Hong Kong Trade Development Council, for organizing Marketing Pulse. Beautiful sharings, great speakers, congratulations. Thank you too to PRPA Hong Kong for managing this afternoon's Future of PR post-pandemic. You know, digital transformation, trust issues, sustainability issues, managing expectations, managing stakeholders have gone into a different play for the past few years, especially during and now post COVID-19. What has been our experience in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, in the region, in ASEAN, in the Asia Pacific region? At Global Alliance, for example, this month is Trends and Transformation Month. We will be sharing some ideas on new trends and transformation in our Global Alliance website. Do visit our globalalliance.org website for information. Now, it has been very interesting for our agency in Kuala Lumpur, and when we talk to the ASEAN and Asia Pacific region on some of these transformations that is happening in public relations. To put it simply, we at the agency in Kuala Lumpur have come up with a simple acronym of things that we have to consider during and now post 2022. The acronym that we like to present, and some call it boring because it's not cool. Be there or be square, it says. What we would like to say is be there and be square. SQUARE, square. We feel that the past 2 years and now from 2022 onwards, one has got to be strategic, quick, unique, agile, resourceful, and we put 3 E's there for consideration. Number 1, this word empathy must come into play. Number 2, the word ethical behavior has got to come to play. And finally, with all the strategies and tactics we have as a PR practitioner, if we don't have engagement and it's not engaging, it doesn't work. Therefore, SQUARE, which stands for being strategic, quick, unique, agile, resourceful, and being engaging, ethical, with empathy as the icing is critical. So we need to consider square from 2022 onwards. And that has come to play more so with this digital disruption and the transformation that's happening. And from what we've heard for the past day or so, this is critical. I would like to just talk about one aspect of engagement, which is the final E, related to creativity. Some 10 years ago, a gentleman called Michael Conrad visited Kuala Lumpur, and he was talking about being creative and putting some rating to the creativity. He says, we think we are creative, we are not creative until the customers, the consumers, and stakeholders say we are creative. And creativity will be, as mentioned yesterday and today, innovation and creativity must be the mainstay of engagement. And consumers will definitely rate our creativity so that we get some form of engagement. There's just too many news. There are misinformation, and trust can be built with good engagement tools and tactics. What Michael Conrad actually said is, if you're very creative, let's put a rating to it of 8, 9, 10 will be given to your creativity. If you're not creative and people are not bothered about the campaign, the PR campaign, or your press release, then your press release is just a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you have to engage. We have to engage as PR practitioners. And I believe this is true. Sometimes our media release is not picked up. Sometimes our stories, we feel it's an interesting story, but it's not interesting. The content is not absorbed by the customer. We feel that the content is interesting, but maybe not so. Yeah, that is the challenge for PR in the future, to engage with good content and to make sure that we are able to engage. I go back to our square, which is being strategic, quick, unique, agile, resourceful, and having ethical boundaries, and having empathetic feel, and finally to have that engagement has been critical in the past few years and in the future. Speaking of Square, in some of our training sessions, PR training sessions, participants did ask, Mr. Jeff, which do you think is the most important? S, Q, U, A, R, or E? Today, with the advent of misinformation, issues with trust, digital transformation, so many social platforms to look at, dealing with multinationals or government-linked companies, I believe it must be quick. If we do not react fast, brands may be impacted. Engagement will be less, or engagement will happen for the wrong reason. Speed is critical. So in being strategic, quick, unique, agile, resourceful, and the 3 E's, I suppose quick. And to sum it all up, I take a note of what happened in the 1960s and 70s. The most popular boxer in the world, Muhammad Ali, actually said, float like a butterfly, but sting like a bee. Public relations practitioners, you really need to maybe look at Square, but be and understand the whole scenario of being strategic, tactically correct, understand the digital environment, understand social media, but please, sting like a bee and react fast. React fast. Put the 3 E's in place and you'll be okay. That's just my 5-minute sharing with you today. Remember, people say, be there or be square. In our case, let's be there and be square.